Hey everybody, Professor Hillier. So today we're going to talk about generic growth strategies, and we'll talk about strategic initiatives, tactics, metrics, and so forth for the next part of your marketing plan. I'll try to be brief, but that's tough for me. First, I'd like to talk about generic growth strategies. This should be pretty helpful as you figure out your strategic initiatives and what you want to accomplish. So these actually come from the maturity stage in the product life cycle. So we're going to look at existing markets and existing products as marketing penetration or market penetration, getting more sales with existing customers with existing products in that market. So there's a list there. I'll post this as a PowerPoint also, but convert non-users, customers that you've lost, take your competitors' customers, make changes to your marketing mix, spend money on customer acquisition, build barriers to entry so people can't take your customers, lower the switching costs for people to change. Try to grow the transaction amount, all right, customer development, increase the ticket size or the average spend per customer, grow the overall category. All right, so it would be to get people to buy more groceries or more of a certain type of groceries all over for everybody. So a rising tide lifts all boats. So you get your share based upon what your market share is. Um, Keep your customers, right? Churn, we looked at that earlier in the semester. Customer retention is real important. Um, Increase the amount that people buy, how often they use it. Um, and then find new uses and benefits if you can for those products. A very common growth strategy is product development, existing markets, new products. All right. This is common because if you have a good reputation or brand equity, your customers already know about you and they trust you and they like your company. And even if they're not your customers yet, they probably think good things about your brand. Um, so this is what Reed has done with prepared meals and expanding into more dog foods and giving selling new products to them, okay, for existing markets, brand extensions, product line extensions. Then there's the opposite, market development. Find new markets, new target markets, right? The easiest one to think about is geography, but really in this case for Reed, you can open up new stores in new areas. But you can also think about, hey, differences in population density, urban, rural, suburban, commercial, um, government, consumer markets, and really market development considers different target markets than you have at this point in time. And then the last one is diversification, new markets, new products, stuff that you've never done before. Sometimes, the ways to do that are what we call forward integration. So if you're a supplier, you purchase the retailer, you become the retailer. Apple opened up its own stores, right? That's forward integration. Before they were really just a supplier, and the phones got sold mostly through the different cell phone service providers like Verizon, and now they have their own stores, and they're one of the leading stores in the world for sales. Backward integration, same idea, right? Buy out your supplier, buy out, become your own wholesaler, capture their profit in the supply chain. And horizontal integration is purchasing more of your competitors or starting more companies at the same level. Actually, Signet Jewelers, which nobody's really heard of, they own Jared, Kay's, Zales, and I can't remember the name of the company, but they've been advertising for a while like crazy on YouTube for an all online jewelry. So, expand at the one level, especially at the retail level, by offering more outlets. There are also strategies aimed at increasing profitability, not necessarily sales. So one is increase the yield. In other words, make more profit on every item that you sell. You can increase the price, You can try to squeeze your suppliers, the distribution margins that your suppliers pay, or make them pay more if you're supplying them. And then, get a better mix of products where there are higher profit margins. So for Reed, name brand stuff probably doesn't make as much money for them as maybe good private label brands. So maybe sell more private label brands, reduce your costs, right? Another way to improve profitability. Economies of scale. The more you do something, the better you get at it, the experience curve, the lower your costs. Buy in bigger bulk, all right? Try to, if you have an operation and you're manufacturing or something, you want to operate near full capacity. You pay for these assets, whether they're machines or employees, and if they're not working 8 hours a day or 12 hours a day or 24 hours a day, then that it's a higher cost per unit for you. Just get better at everything, processing efficiency. And then, if you can, sometimes cutting costs by cutting people, outsourcing, less expensive materials, etc. So you can reduce your costs. You can try to get more profit per sale. Another way to improve profitability, which we talked about previously, was backward integration. Do it yourself. Capture that profit that your supplier makes by doing it yourself. Reduce your investment intensity. Spend less money as a company on that division. Not something you'd want to do for Reed, but reduce it. And then selectivity and focus. Prune, right? Drop less profitable products, get out of less profitable markets. All right. So for Reed, an example might be, gee, if you don't think the dollar specials are a good thing the way they are, and you don't want to continue them, that's a way to make more profit because it is a drag on their profit. All right. Same thing with product lines. Just change the amount of products that you have and/or distributors. Okay. Change which distributors. Only go with the ones that offer you the highest margins, or not ones that squeeze you really hard. So you'll notice not every brand is available in Walmart, and a lot of high-end um, manufacturers of products, the higher quality ones, or the ones with higher social benefits, they don't want to be in Walmart because Walmart, they're able to squeeze their suppliers well because they have, access to so many different customers. So any good marketing strategy has these elements in it, in my opinion. You have to have goals, financial goals in dollars and profits and sales, but also marketing goals. Marketing goals are the things you have to accomplish from a marketing standpoint that's going to enable you to achieve those financial goals. So, to me, these are the elements that should go into every marketing strategy. So, obviously, you have to have goals and objectives. Financial goals are important because that's what drives the whole ship. But so are marketing goals. Marketing goals are what you need to accomplish from a marketing standpoint, whether it's market share, number of customers, ticket size, anything along those lines, brand awareness, in order to achieve those financial goals. You need to have a target market and understand them well, just like what you've been doing in the previous section that you wrote. You need to have some idea of a sustainable competitive advantage. What can you do that's going to give you an advantage? What's going to enable you to win over your competition? It doesn't have to be a thing about your product or a license or a trademark. It might be that you're better at marketing, you're better at marketing communications, you're better at marketing research and understand your customers better. You're better at social media and getting, using influencers and getting customer generated media. And then along with that sustainable competitive advantage, you need to understand how to position your brand to take advantage of it. So that's kind of leveraging your strengths or your advantage in a way that translates to your customer base so that they have a more favorable perception of your brand compared to your competitors. And then you come with your strategic initiatives, tactics, and metrics. So your strategic initiatives are the strategies that you have that enable you to achieve your goals and objectives. Tactics are the actual marketing programs. You can think about your 4 Ps in this part here that you're going to enact or implement so you can achieve your strategic initiatives and your goals. And the metrics are what you're going to measure your performance, your key performance indicators of whether or not the tactics are working well. And so that's what we're going to discuss for a little bit more, but that's kind of the basic recipe. So, kind of repeating myself, but I think it's worthwhile. Positioning is your overall brand strategy. Branding is how you implement your positioning, and it involves not just the product, but all your 4 Ps. Strategic initiatives are specific marketing strategies that you use to position your brand, reach your financial goals, and your marketing goals. Tactics are those specific actions or programs, marketing programs you execute so you can achieve your strategic initiative. That's how you implement your strategies. And then the metrics are your key performance indicators. If it was a sport, it's keeping score to see how you're doing. So just so we get it, so strategic initiatives, some examples, what are they? So increase awareness, increase loyalty, reduce costs, and there's a PowerPoint or actually a reading from Calkins' book with 20 different strategic initiatives. But it has that kind of verbiage. All right, it's a verb and then something you're trying to accomplish or do. Your tactics are different ways you might do that. Okay, so we've increased awareness. You're going to launch, advertise more on television, create a social media plan, um, and so forth. So increase loyalty. You're going to come up with a frequency promotion or a loyalty program, right? Reduce costs. You're going to use cheaper items, spend less money on marketing expenses. Strategic initiative might be to raise your prices, right? So you can earn more profit, right? And the tactic is how much and on what brands and what products. Increase your value proposition, right, is another strategic initiative. And there's no magic wording for strategic initiatives, but that means, have a longer warranty, add new benefits, add more benefits, use social media, okay, Twitter and Pinterest, right? So, and that last one isn't probably a really good one. Huh? I should stop right there. It's not a good one. So, the strategy process on this slide's a little repetitive, but hey, your marketing strategy. Um, Once you identify your target market, positioning is your strategy on how you're going to win the target market. Branding really is implementing your positioning. And nowadays, branding means more than just the brand. It means using all 4 Ps. It's your marketing communications, your distribution, marketing events, and your pricing. That's all part of branding now. So that's really how you implement your positioning. Strategic initiatives used here are specific strategies to help you achieve your positioning or marketing goals or your financial goals. Tactics are the actual programs that you're going to execute. That's where the rubber meets the road, baby. So you can achieve your strategic initiatives, which will help you achieve your goals. And the metrics are your key performance indicators. They tell you how you're doing. Those are what you look at to keep score. Just, all right, just like you do in a sport, you have to keep score, and that's what you look at. So, what are examples of strategic initiatives? Well, here are a few. In one of the PDFs in this folder, there's 20 different ones put out by Calkins, and there's more. But you'll see a strategic initiative usually involves some type of verb, right? Increase, reduce, and then with something. So, for example, the first one's increase awareness, brand awareness. Well, what might be a tactic? Oh, advertise on television, start a billboard campaign, increase brand loyalty, develop a rewards or frequency program, reduce costs, switch to cheaper items, change distributors, raise prices. All right. How much is a tactic? 10% pricing increase on which product? Everything, some, right? Increase your value proposition. It just means make your product more attractive to people. change the benefits, add benefits, improve the benefits. All right, and then grow the product category might be one. Maybe using social media, Twitter and Pinterest to try to develop primary demand for the product category, and then you'll get a lot of those sales.